All right. It is Tuesday. Tuesday, the 24th of October to be exact. And I actually, believe it or not, had a rest day yesterday on Monday, first day of the week, which is very unheard of for me. I think I've honestly probably had more rest days in the past 7 to 10 days than I've had in the past 3 months. On average, that is. Like, I've obviously had more total rest days, but like, if you were to take or extrapolate an average from like the 10-day time frame and how many rest days I've had off in this past 10-day time frame and compare it to, say, any kind of 10-day time frame in the past, it's definitely a lot more. But I mean, it's warranted too because I'm obviously on antibiotics trying to recover from this ingrown hair. So, I mean, the body will be thankful for it. But yeah, another day left on the antibiotic course, and then I'm meant to have the follow-up appointment with the doctor, or the surgeon, I should say, tomorrow, and see if I need to get surgery for it or not. But yeah, fingers crossed. Just surgery will be expensive here without health insurance and that sort of thing. So yeah, chest on the menu though. I've decided to restructure my whole training split just because obviously I'm not, like I said, going to be training legs until I know I'm in the all clear with this ingrown hair. I don't want to further exacerbate the situation, so just better safe than sorry, as they say. And yeah, I'm going to be doing more of a, I guess, bro split between now and then. So today it'll be a chest session. Tomorrow I might be like chest, maybe a little bit of like side delts, front delts as well. But I'll leave rear delts for back day. So it'll be like chest, front, side delts, and then back, rear delts, and then arms, and then basically rinse and repeat twice a week, having one rest day. And because I've already had a rest day this week, it probably means I'm going to be training the next 6 days straight, provided that I can recover from it, performance is going well, and fatigue isn't high. So yeah, sleep's improved a lot too. I want to mention that sleep quality's improved a great deal over the last week and a bit, which is really good. Getting more deep sleep now, according to my Apple Watch. Whether or not that's accurate, I don't really give a shit. I care more about the trends over time, and the trend over time has indicated that my deep sleep and my REM sleep have gotten longer, and my overall sleep duration has gotten a little bit longer too. So it's a positive, you know, when it comes to recovery and sleep hygiene, in my opinion. So yeah, things are going well in that front. And yeah, in terms of chest today, because I am restructuring my split, in terms of like the body parts that I hit on each day, I'm going to be doing basically a whole new training split. So what I have planned for today is flies, the plate-loaded hammer strength press, the supine one where you lay down. Then I got cable press. After that I got dips and some laterals and maybe some front delt isolation work too. Not that they really need it, but just to do a bit of extra volume, because I've always found my shoulders to respond better to like a higher volume approach. So yeah, I'll probably do that. So that's the plan of attack, plan of action. Better get in there and get it done, because it's quite early. It's 10:30 in the morning, so earlier session. But I want to punch this out before my next block of work, so I can just basically not have to think about trying to get to the gym after I finish my next block of work, because the next one's pretty big, and I probably won't finish it until, I want to say, like 5 p.m. my time, which is 8 p.m. Australian time. So yeah, bit of a later block of work, but yeah, nonetheless it needs to get done. So I also wanted to mention too, if you are looking for online coaching, I am taking people on. If you click on the website and the link's broken, the website's down currently, so just keep that in mind. Just shoot me a DM on Instagram in the meantime. Usually I don't do that. I only accept formal inquiries through the website, but because my website is down currently, if you do want to inquire about coaching, just shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'll be a lot more vigilant over the next few days while I'm sorting the website out to see it and respond to any DMs that come through. But yeah, guys, see you in the gym. Now that I've warmed up, time to do the first working set. Same weight as what I was doing in the previous block before starting this new block today. So 190 pound, and just aiming for a similar rep range, a little bit higher, 12 to 15 today. So yeah, not quite 10 to 15, but just see how this goes and play it from there. Oh. No, I'm not too sure how good the video is here because of the light behind me from the window, but yeah, we'll see. But 6 to 10 reps on this, nice and heavy. I'm not going to really bother warming up because I feel quite warm from the flies already, so just to get things up into the starting position and just go. So I know kind of like have mentioned in the past, but when you're doing this kind of a press, or at least like using this machine or any kind of hammer strength plate loaded press, I find that if you tuck your elbows too much, you can just like move an infinite amount of weight. So you want to avoid being too high up the bench on this, or having the seat set too high on like an upright hammer strength incline press or something like that. You want to be in a little bit more of a flared position, not completely flared to the point that you're doing like a 90-degree angle at your humerus to your torso, but you don't want to be excessively tucked. Like you want the angle to be probably like here as opposed to like here a lot of the time. If you're just tucking your elbows heaps, have the seat set up really high on like the hammer strength incline press, or have the the position on this bench like sliding up the bench too far to the point that you can just tuck and pretty much just do this like like close kind of press motion, you're going to be able to just move a stupid amount of weight. You're not going to really target the chest that effectively, I don't think. But you also don't want to flare excessively to the point that you're getting too much front delt. I mean, it's finding that happy medium, that Goldilocks zone. And a lot of people just don't do that. They just do whatever allows their ego to benefit from the exercise as much as possible, which in a lot of the cases is just making the exercise mechanically easy for themselves, to the point that they can just slap on 3, 4, 5 plates aside and throw it around like it's nothing. But at the end of the day, the load on the bar, provided it's slowly going up over time, is irrelevant. It doesn't matter how much you're moving right at the minute, as long as the amount that you're moving is slowly increasing over time while your execution and your setup of the lift stays the same, you're going to make progress, you're going to make gains. So less ego, more thought into how you actually do the exercise. So I find like lining the handles up with nipple height is usually a pretty good reference point, and then just adjusting slightly from there based on your own structure. Here's our first. Like anybody else's throat really tighten up when they do pressing. I find whenever I do like heavy pressing of any sort, whether it's a machine or dumbbell, barbell, my throat kind of like tightens up. It's real weird. But that said, I kind of rush the reps. Like the eccentrics or the negative portions of like the first 6 to 8 reps were pretty fast. So I need to clean that up on the next set. Even though I got 10 reps, and even though the rep range that I've got for this exercise is 6 to 10 reps, I've got room for improvement. If I clean the technique up, control those negatives a little bit more, I'll probably struggle to get the same number of reps on the final set. Second last chest exercise for the session, and then we'll be on to some delt accessories. Shouldn't say accessories, it's delt work. The whole idea or concept of accessory work is fucking stupid. It's not accessory work, it's direct work for the delts, that is. So yeah, second last chest exercise of the session. Just 2 sets of dips, and then we'll be on to 2 sets of cable press using the free motion cable machine. So yeah, time to get into it. Okay, fourth and final chest movement for the session, and just a cable fly press of sorts here on the free motion chest machine. I love free motion. They've got a great range of equipment. I don't know why they aren't more mainstream in Australia and places like that, because they shit all over Techno Gym and they shit all over a lot of hammer strengthers equipment. This is going to be too light, just a bit of a warm-up set to get a feel for the movement. So as you can see, a fly press is kind of like a fly where you articulated the elbows a little bit through the movement. So think of like a pec deck fly, but as you come on the stretch, you bend your elbows. As you go on the squeeze, you lock or extend your elbows. Probably the easiest way to describe or explain a cable fly press. Yeah, just 2 working sets of these, and then it's on to some delt work. Bit of a rest and one more working set. They're a lot harder than they seem when you do them at the end of the session, that's for sure. Because you got all that like residual fatigue that you built up through the session. Residual fatigue is not the correct technical term, but I don't give a fuck. You just accumulated a boatload of fatigue going through all of your previous exercises to finally get to the last chest exercise. You're never going to be as fresh or as strong as you would be if you were to do it first, but that's beside the point. As long as you're reaching that ideal zone of effort, like that proximity from failure, like 0 to 1 reps from failure, or like even bigger, like 0 to 2 or 3 reps from failure, you're gonna stimulate growth. But I always say to people, you're better off aiming for 0 to 1 reps from failure, because a lot of the time our perception of what is failure is quite off. They've done studies on this, and it's the degree of inaccuracy is greater the less experienced the individual is and the less muscular the individual is. If somebody's more muscular, more experienced, typically their gauge of their proximity from failure is going to be a lot more accurate than somebody who's nowhere near the genetic potential or hasn't been lifting for as long. But despite whether you think you might be advanced or intermediate, or a beginner, I think you might just be better off in general aiming to go as close to failure as possible. Because chances are, even when you get to what you think is failure, you're probably still a couple reps shy, in which case you're still falling within that 0 to 3 reps from failure Goldilocks zone to, I suppose, elicit that stimulus, that hypertrophic response that you want. So yeah, if your coach prescribes 2 or 3 reps in reserve, unless if you're like built like a brick shit ass and jacked as hell, like sub 10% body fat and have years of experience behind you when it comes to training, don't stop 2 or 3 reps from what you think is failure. Go closer to failure. I can guarantee your gauge is going to be off, and you're going to just limit your progress if you stop too shy from failure, like too soon. Basically, long story short, you're not as good as you think you are. Just do every set to technical failure. Like, good technique, but take it to failure, and you're going to get better results 9 times out of 10. Even if your program says go 2 or 3 reps in reserve. And that goes to my clients too. If your program says 2 or 3 reps in reserve, go to pretty much failure with good technique, because I can guarantee that your ability to predict how many reps you are from failure is completely off. Second and final set. On the shoulders now. So as usual, just rep match sets on these. I did 17 on the first one, so I did 17 on every single one from that point on. Three more. Four more. Two more.